All right, and we're live.
Are we live?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
That's great.
Hello and welcome to your weekly Dose of Mayhem, the only show where... Oh, sorry about this. Hello? We're kind of in the middle of something. So, wait, what do you mean this Dose of Mayhem is supposed to be weekly? I mean, we've kind of been busy with like this whole MVR thing. Yeah, yes. I do have a different computer. Yes, mine is broken. Yes, I am also sick. Hello? Yeah. Oh, hello. MVR.
MVR.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We're talking about MVR today, ladies and gentlemen. We're unscripted because we decided we're going to do that. I don't know why I have to keep...
Because that's never gone wrong before.
I don't know why I keep having to mention every single time. It just feels like something I have to do. But last time we were here talking about FLR.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Listen,
right?
Listen, I never knew that the weekly Dose of Mayhem was supposed to be weekly.
I was never told of this.
Yeah.
I was never told this.
Well, until that phone call.
Well, I mean, I don't even know who was on the other end of that phone. It was just silent.
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, the bit's gone too far now.
It was just static, and it just something spoke to me in like the back of my mind.
Your own subconscious was like, dude, you can't keep doing this.
You gotta get the show weekly. As always, the school schedule is trying its very hardest to make Fridays just the most inconvenient time to host a podcast. And by school schedule, I mean competition schedule, and by competition schedule, I also mean break.
Yes. So we were not here for 2 weeks, 2 Fridays. We did not do this. The first Friday we were on break, as we said in the last episode, and then the second Friday we were in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes.
Know what happened in Cincinnati, Ohio?
MVR.
But guess who won something at MVR?
Winning Alliance.
And so
Impact winner.
And so some of the more astute of you may recall a couple episodes back. It was like episode 9 or something. Maybe it was episode 10. I don't know.
I think it was 9.
9. So
yeah.
Exactly 10 episodes ago. Assuming this is 19. I lost count after episode 3 because I can't count past 4 anyway. We had a very special guest, a very mucho mango loving consumer guest on this podcast. He sat right where Hamid is now.
Ooh.
And he was adorned. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, adorned.
He was donned.
Donned with
4. Was it 3? No, it's 4. 4 mucho mango cans.
5 mucho mango cans is what I gave him. But what he was adorned with in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, home of 3 separate bridges over the Ohio River. I'll have you know.
3 bridges.
3 bridges. Mr. Coben, incredible team mentor, was the 2024 Miami Valley Regional Woody Flowers Finalist Award winner.
Good job.
We should also extend our thanks to Incredible Impact Team for their very good essay that they wrote for Coben. They read it to us in the and Mr. Coben in the hotel afterwards, and it was really good in it. It was clear why we won. It was an incredible essay for an incredible mentor. So, anyway,
good stuff.
On the robot side of things,
I have some photos. I'm just gonna download them and try and put them up during when we're talking. Oh, I got another GIF. We have more GIFs.
I got another GIF in Cincinnati.
Yes.
If I go to a competition and I get a GIF, it's a W.
Yes.
But on the robot side of things, W could be a word to describe it. What I would use more is
a learning experience.
A learning experience indeed. So on the robot side of things, we played a total of 11 matches, which first of all was absurd, because at FLR we played like 9. Yeah, we played like 9 qualifications at FLR.
And we had, how many more teams were there? Or less teams?
There was about 50 teams at each event. So at FLR, we played 11 matches, including semifinals. At MVR, we played 11 matches, including qualifications, not including semifinals, because we did not play in semifinals. Which was to be expected because just the summary of the middle couple of matches at MVR could be summed up in the words, why is it broken? And why can't we fix it?
I think we developed a new word to figure out, or to show what exactly we were dealing with during the middle chunk of matches. There were two words, both relating to the CAN bus system, which was the main issue.
Mm-hmm. Catastrophe being one of them.
Catastrophe and canurism.
Which sums it up really well.
Yes.
So after our first 4 matches, for about 5 matches after that, we had a major failure in our CAN bus, which for those of you who don't know, is the system. It's a loop of wires that go to every component of the robot, and that's what sends signal to the motors, telling them what to do. Along with the motors, it also talks to every electrical component, from the robo-Rio, which is the brain, to the PDP, and VRMs, PCMs, etc. And since it's a loop, if any part of that loop gets broken, suddenly it's no longer a loop, and suddenly it no longer works.
Yes, every controller in the system is daisy-chained to each other. So you can see, like on the Spark Maxes, there's 2 wires going in, and then there's 2 more coming out to the next controller.
And as for Spark Maxes, have an interesting issue where, Rev products in general for FSC, the robot controllers, the Spark Max being one of them, are not inside the motors. Motor controllers are not inside the motors. They are external motor controllers, meaning that that you run the CAN to the motor controller, not actually to the motor, because it's an AC motor and you run AC power to that. But you run CAN to the motor controller.
As well as DC power.
Along with DC power. And when the Spark Maxes in particular, the CAN is not hardwired into them like the motor controller on, say, a Falcon or a Kraken, which are just inside the motor. They have a little plug that you plug into the spec. And I wish I had it with me because I can show you the exact failure point on the CAN wire, because I have the plug, and that plug is what failed. And that plug is fairly loose inside that motor controller. So it can fall out.
There's no locking mechanism.
There's no real locking mechanism in it.
Yeah, for something like Ethernet where you have that tab on the top.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that, which makes it annoying when that thing just pops out and suddenly your entire robot's basically gone.
Or in our case, when that entire thing's get chewed by a bunch of gears.
Yes.
So the root problem is, so we identified this in Qual 74 in Q. And by in Q, I mean putting the robot on the field. We identified the problem so we had misidentified the problem for the previous 5 matches as being brownout issues.
And I did see, when I was taking videos of the robot, that when the issue occurred, it did look like a brownout, because the robot was moving slower than usual. But one of the signs that I did pick up on, which is actually a good explanation for it is a CAN issue, is it was very jittery.
Yes.
After an impact or something happened, or halfway through the match, it got slower and it got jittery.
So it was a very confusing issue because the robot, it visually from the driver station where me and Brady and Anthony and James were standing, looked like a brownout. It would move down and it would stutter around a lot, like it wasn't getting enough power. Which didn't make much sense because we changed the battery every match. Before every match, and we don't test on a match battery. And so we were very confused, why are we browning out? Is just all of our batteries bad? And one of our batteries was bad. So one of our batteries was old and broken. So that one was a brownout.
The one from 2013?
2017.
2017.
Which is 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Whoa. So that battery was bad. So that one was a brownout, and that was the first problem. That was the first time it happened. So that's why we identified it as a brownout. But through the nature of how the CAN was failing, the rest of them looked like a brownout. Because what had happened was the CAN wire plugging into the spark, specifically the one on a climber, had gotten chewed by a gear, but the wire itself was not discontinued, so CAN was still running. Just the outer protective, like, insulator, that plastic insulator around the CAN wire, had been stripped away and was no longer existing. That wire just so happened to be also facing down towards the frame of the robot. So anytime we would get hit, that wire, just by the nature of the wire, would flop down, suddenly grounding the CAN wire to the robot frame, which would short it out and break CAN, and then we would get hit again, and the wire could move back up, and suddenly we're back, and then we're dead.
And any impulse, and any impulse would do that. So when you're trying to move, you move, it bounces, stops moving,
and it
moves again, and then that's where you get that jitter.
And the jitter is just adding to that, making it so you get more jitter.
Yes, it just keeps going. And I believe the what was I going to say? Yes, the one thing that we did actually talk about when that was happening is that there were reports of, on like our sort of like data tool, while we were driving, it reported like 60 amps coming through a radio port.
So we kept misidentifying the issue.
It's just power.
As a power issue and not actually as a CAN issue. Adding to that is one of our matches, driver station was not connecting to the FMS. So the FTAs gave us one of their backup driver stations. So we didn't have any of the logs from that match that would have shown us a CAN issue. That was the match directly after the first brownout. So in that match, we would have had the log showing the discontinued CAN, but since we weren't using our driver station, we had to give the FTA's driver station back. We couldn't get those logs because they weren't keeping them on that driver station. Which is why we kept misidentifying the issue, and then there was like 60 amperages going to one of the radios, which was not possible because there was a 20 amp breaker.
I have a feeling that probably was also something to do with CAN.
Yeah.
Because the PDH is connected through CAN, if I'm not mistaken. Just
it is.
The PDP.
The PDH and PDP are connected through CAN, and that's also where CAN ends. That's not where CAN ended on our robot, because we always end CAN with a resistor. Just for practical purposes. But that cost us quite a lot of matches, so I'd like to extend my apologies to some of our alliance partners who may have been counting on us during that matches. On the bright side of things, our second to last match we won, and our last match we didn't lose. But however, we got back by our last two matches. Our robot was fixed. It was as easy as just electrical taping the CAN wire for match 74, and then replacing the wire for the last two matches. So we won our second to last match, which was a real fun match. And our very last match, Qual 91, which was the second to last match of the day, we got back up to us full 7 or 8 cycles, and a lot of worked and such. I
know that looking at our scouting data, I actually have that pulled up now. Is this? No, this isn't right. What's happening? Okay, yes. So, we basically, for scouting, well, in our team's data, and for every team, we basically have a log of how many amp notes, speaker notes, and, deliveries they do in a match. So, we played match 2, 14, 20, 28, 37, 48, 53, 66, 74, which is when you
that's when we fixed
the issue, 81 and 91. And I can actually show this on the thing. There we go. This is our graph for our scoring. So this isn't points, this is just like how many notes were handled and in what way. So we started off doing a lot of amp cycles and some deliveries, because we had seen deliveries happening during FLR.
Mm-hmm.
And then around, I'd say, 37 to 48, we began encountering some issues. I think during 37, we couldn't get amp, but we did get a lot of deliveries. But then after 48 through to 66, those 3 matches, you can see that our robot was not performing much at all. You can see at 53, nothing was happening at all.
Because we weren't moving.
Yes, we just could not move. So that basically shows off the, I guess the extent to which that happened. And so from that graph, you can see how we went down, but then we recovered back up again. So that's something that is good to see, even if it meant that we got a lower performance overall.
And because of that unreliability, or just the perception that they're up, well, it was unreliable, but by the end we were back fully functional. We were not picked. But I would like to extend my congratulations to 1507 and 424, the other two BFF teams in Cincinnati for that weekend, who both got picked. And congratulations also to 424 and Mars, who won. 424, 40-28 and 26-14 Mars for the incredible winning alliance. I know 424 was very excited about qualifying for words off that. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I don't know what team host Miami Valley, if a team hosted it all, but thank you to them for hosting as well.
Yeah, thank you to, it was the Cintas Center at Xavier University. I remember the announcer stating that for all 3 days. So, great venue, honestly.
That was a good venue, despite the long hallway between the pit, at least our pit, and the field. But besides that, the venue was great.
And the long drive, not to mention.
And the 7-hour drive to Cincinnati, but that's not their fault.
Yeah.
I love having to schedule around 6 teams and the events that they have to go to. That's always fun.
Yeah.
But yes, that was Miami Valley. We ended the weekend with a record of 3-8. That was also our last regional, and we ended the year with 1 blue banner for Mr. Coburn's Woody Flowers winner. So that is fun.
I've got the
I got
photo.
the blue banners right there. I'm gonna get it.
All right, I've got the photo, so I'm just gonna put that up.
Yeah, you throw the photo up.
There it is. So, as part of it, he got the banner as well as the trophy and the shirt signed by almost every team at the event, as well as all of us back at the hotel afterwards. So yes, here it is. Let's get rid of the image.
This is actually my first time holding a banner. I've never held one of these up before. This is probably the best you're gonna get from me. Being 4'8" and off.
There it is.
There it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. So, congratulations to Mr. Coburn. It was a great season.
Ruled by Mucho Mango.
I'm gonna put this back. So that was MVR from my mechanical and drive team perspective. So Hamid, I want to hear a little bit from you about how your MVR went.
Well, I'd say from someone who was mostly doing media and scouting, I think things went pretty well. I've got an assortment of photos that I'm going to show in just a second, but in terms of scouting, scouting was good, especially because I was the one that made the app. I personally made sure that I didn't have to do any. Perk of the job.
You're telling me, as the guy who helps assign who scouts what, you assigned yourself not to scout?
Well, James did too. He was also doing. I didn't make the schedule. I just made the app. But we developed an innovative system of.
Someone's knocking on the door. Keep talking.
Oh, it's Anthony.
It's Anthony. Here, Anthony's our captain and drive team. Let's hear from Anthony. Want to be on the podcast? MVR. Come on, sit down.
Surprise special guest.
Surprise special guest, Anthony.
It's
team
Anthony.
captain and driver operator.
Driver and operator?
What side am I sitting on?
I don't care.
I'm driver or operator.
You're telling me this guy drives and operates?
Of course. What side am I sitting on?
Just sit down.
No, sit over there. There's a box here.
There's nothing. There's a box here too.
Okay.
I'll sit on the box. How about that?
Why'd you
Okay,
put
sit on the box.
Why'd you put all the stuff that was on this table on the floor, Nate?
Don't put the chair on the box, Anthony. There's impact stuff in there.
Oh my gosh, Anthony.
Oh, now the chair's stuck.
Not the chance.
Move the box under the
Just
table.
move the box.
Move the box under the table. There we
You
go.
could move the box.
All right, Anthony, everyone.
Anthony.
Whoa.
Anthony can't move boxes for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But what he can move is the arm of the robot. Anthony, how did you think MVR went?
Can.
Can.
I think
What can it do? What can it do?
Controller area network.
No, in all seriousness, I think it went pretty good.
Yeah.
Except for can.
Yeah.
Except for those the 5 matches.
If we didn't have that, we probably would have at least been present in eliminations, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
We would have had the honor of being eliminated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's impossible to know how the picking or the eliminations can go if you're not actually in it, but that can error was quite unfortunate. But at least we did walk home with 1 blue banner.
Coburn Woody
but
Flowers.
At least Coburn did.
He wore the shirt like on the first day of school back.
He did.
Yeah.
I was surprised, honestly, because if I won that shirt, I wouldn't want to wear it because I wouldn't want the names to come off, but...
No, he wears it once, and then instead of washing it, he's just like, okay, that's it.
That's what, when I got my, last year at Woods, when I got my hat signed by Blair, I wore it all day when it got signed, but then I hung it up on my wall and I haven't touched it since.
Dude, we got everything.
Mr. Hiller.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Hiller.
Hello.
Resident thing buyer of Electric Mayhem.
Is that all I'm good for?
Sit down.
That's
Come.
your official title.
We have too many boxes for people.
Sit on the box.
Sit on the
I
Yay!
think MVR went.
MVR. I think you did great, kiddo. It was good. I enjoyed the venue. I thought lunch was great.
That was a nice perk of MVR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good cafeteria.
The cafeteria was
Just
good.
infinite buffet.
Yeah.
It was- yeah.
For $11.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's free.
That's pretty much free. You
Yeah.
can just keep
It's
getting
free
stuff.
as long as you count $11 as 0.
And I do.
Compared to like $15 for like chicken nuggets and fries or something.
Yeah, FLR, that was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the infinite refill cup or whatever they did. FLR.
$8 infinite refill cup.
They did the same thing at MVR.
They did.
It's a reoccurring theme at these events, I find, because they do it at Words too.
I think it's the venues, not
Yeah.
Worlds is probably the only one where it's worth it just because it's 5 days.
It's
Yeah.
so long.
Okay, you're telling me this bottomless cup isn't actually bottomless?
Actually, at Worlds, they do like for like $7 or $8, like an infinite refill of the sweet tea. That's actually awesome.
At Pico's Pete's. Speaking of
Remember
Words,
Camden told me about that.
I'm gonna transition the words. Do we have any fun, zany, wacky
I
predictions?
didn't even get to talk about like scouting rotation.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
bro,
We talk
come on.
about that first.
I just want to say really quickly, this is going to sound boring, but as part of the scouting team, we developed an innovative 23-game shift system,
Yeah,
which I'm going to say it.
acclaimed.
I'm going to say it on record. Everyone agreed to the 23 shift system before they realized that they would have multiple shifts in a row,
Yeah,
and some people didn't get breaks for the entire first day.
like Emily, who did 3 shifts in a row.
Wait,
And
actually?
had the last-
69 matches in
How
a
did
row.
no one catch that?
No, it's not.
no,
we did.
That was,
Oh,
it was
It was a feature.
It was completely intentional.
It's not a bug.
Everyone agreed to 23 match shifts. We never told them how many shifts.
It's only like 46 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, it was all.
If only that's one shift.
Every shift is like 10 minutes at least. Or
Yeah.
every match, I mean.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Especially when we're up
I think
in queue.
Emily's-
If I'm up in queue, I mean,
Yeah,
queue.
Emily's
Sorry for everyone who
time
scouted our
from that was
matches.
like from the scouting was like 16 hours.
I think my conclusion from all of the data after looking at it incredibly thoroughly, all of our data suggests that we did not have to do scouting. That's what my
We
conclusion
seem to
was.
come to that realization.
Where did
a
that
lot.
data come from?
Scouting.
Hyman, everybody.
All right, world's predictions.
What, do you have anything else to add for MVR?
Nice job, Olive Drive team. Finn especially.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. I know, it's-
How did we forget to talk about that? Finn, in one of the matches where our robot was not moving, Finn decided to get a ranking point by himself. Finn's a human player at the amp specifically, and one of our matches during the catastrophe, all our rope, we realized we were having a aneurysm, so all we did was just go to climb, which we didn't realize at the time was actually the best idea because that got that can wire.
I have a
off
photo
the
of
frame.
it. I have a hold on.
Thomas got a really good photo of it.
Bang of a photo.
So all we did is at like 1 minute left, we climbed. We also got a yellow card that match for
Here it
knocking
is.
1507's Sal off. So sorry, 1507. This is becoming a reoccurring theme. But yeah, all we did was climb that match. So what Finn decided to do, I'm not sure if this was a conscious decision or not. I like to think it was. Finn decides to hit all 3 high notes.
No, it's 2.
Oh, it was 2 high notes?
Two.
Oh.
Because one of our partners also climbed.
Yeah.
So we're climbing and it's endgame and we see a high note bounce around and it lands on the pole and we are ecstatic.
Yeah,
It
we're
was on a
already pumped for one.
And then the other one comes and lands on the pole of the other
The
robot.
robot
and
who's
it's
climbed.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
that, yeah. I owed him. I made Finn a bet. I made Finn a deal at the beginning of MVR that I would give him $1 for every high note he hit. I would have never been happier to lose $2.
For the price of only $2, you can get a ranking point.
If it's that easy,
We are turning money into
into ranking
worlds.
point.
That's usually how people get to Worlds anyways.
Oh, you're right.
I'm gonna show the GIF of Nate. We have a new GIF now. There
This
it
is
is.
Is this the one who's doing the Henry Stickmin dance?
the Henry Stickmin dance. You can't see him, but Anthony and Finn are doing it off the screen of the GIF too.
Yeah.
That was right before it all went downhill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was right before a whole can debacle.
Oh, I've got the funny one of Mr. Coburn after he's like awkwardly in the stands after he won, and he's holding the box with the trophy in
Because
it.
they started announcing the next award,
Yeah,
so we
there-
just had to like sit down, and he was like multiple sections open from where section of the stands were.
There he is.
So yeah, wacky, zany, and fun words predictions. The divisions are out. So
I
I've
didn't
got
see-
a couple of them
Are
out.
the poofs?
The poofs, the cheesy poofs, 254 are in the Newton division, alongside notable teams such as, I had a list of them, but it's gone. Madtown and Geico.
Geico?
Garrett Coalition.
Oh.
Oh,
They are
the insurance company?
no Garrett Coalition, the 2022 Hall of Fame team. So yeah, Madtown and the Cheesy Poops are in one division, which leads me to my first prediction of that could go somewhere. Now couldn't it?
In the same division?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably going
That
on.
could go
It's fine,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Team 27, the Robot Winners from FLR, along with 118, the Robonauts from Houston, Texas, the Robo Wranglers, 148, and Stipehouse, who were the Impact Winners at FLR, in the Dali division. Brady Rowland, the drug team member and also other captain, predicts 118, the Robonauts, and 148, the Robo Wranglers, perhaps picking each other from that division, which I could see happening. That would be pretty cool. Beak Squad, who were... I want to talk about Beak Squad for a second because they were at MVR, and they won an innovation award or something. Yeah, they won the creativity award. They won the innovation and control award at MVR. They were also the winners alongside Mars and 44. Their robot had by far the coolest system on any robot I've ever seen. They put a leaf blower on their robot for the express purpose of opening up the trap so they can shoot in the trap, and then they don't use it throughout the match besides for that 1 second. And they have a behind the bumpers on first updates now about the leaf blower, and it's awesome.
Blower bot.
So yeah, the Beach Squad also in Dali with their fun leaf blower bot. I'll be watching those matches, I'm sure, just because the leaf blower is so funny to me. So yeah, that's the Dali division. Team Rust Belt is in Galileo with who else is in Galileo? Wyndham Wineup. They're in Galileo. Tech for Kids, they were at Ruckus. That's just a name I recognize. Yeah,
They were at FLR last year as well.
they were. Yes. So yeah. Oh, OP Robotics, the currently undefeated, I believe only undefeated team this season, is also in the Galileo division. OP Robotics robot is also one of my favorites. It's so cool. They won the Ontario district, and I was actually moments away from going to the McMaster University district event because I just so happened to be in Toronto during that weekend, so I could have seen them. OP Robotics robot, all they do is they can amp, they focus the shooter, they don't trap, they can't trap, they have a 0-second climb, and they're undefeated. It's absolutely wild. It's such a cool and simple robot. So yeah, I think they're gonna go pretty far at Worlds, which would be fun to see.
The question I have is how, like, compared to other years, how many undefeated or rarely defeated robots are there?
So off the top of my head, in 2018, the Cheesy Proofs went undefeated, being the only time that's ever happened. They went undefeated the whole year, playing the power-up game. They had a really good robot that year. I think the strategy that game, it came down to, it was seconds based. You would get a point every second for when you controlled the big seesaws, and they would put a couple of blocks on the small seesaw on their side just to lock those points down all game, because that would just be ticking all game, and then they would focus the big seesaw and just defend the other seesaw, and that won them every match. And then Madtown last year, they never lost a match, but I think they tied 1 or 2, and then obviously they won last year. So yeah, I know I'm kind of hoping OP goes for the undefeated streak, because I'm kind of excited to see if there's a second robot who can do that, and if it's going to be any of them, it's probably going to be OP. So yeah, just another notable thing: 3015 is also in the Newton division alongside the Cheesy Proofs. They were at FLR.
Dude, imagine that alliance.
3015 in the Cheesy Proofs, that would be fun. That would be fun to see. I don't know if that'll happen, but I mean, I'm here for it. The Hawaiian kids, they won Hall of Fame a couple years back. Also in that division, yeah, 2011. They won Hall of Fame for like starting first in Hawaii or something. It's no big deal. So yeah, that's my rundown of words. So that's what I've got. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Yeah, we're over the 30-minute mark pretty well. I think that those are some pretty interesting predictions, and I think we'll all be interested to see what happens at Worlds this year. Before we round things off, do you want to talk about what we discussed at yesterday's meeting, or is that something for another time?
Well, probably since we're over the 30-minute mark, we'll probably save that for the next 2 episodes. Me and Hamid intend to, maybe a couple more episodes than that. Me and Hamid intend to keep doing the podcast hopefully weekly now, until Worlds, and then we'll probably do one more afterwards just to talk about our thoughts afterwards, and then I think we're going to wrap it up for the season, but we're going to probably do some episodes over the summer doing some more fun kind of things, and then we'll be back right before FTC kickoff next year with the podcast. So that's just what's happening with this show over the summer, because I don't want to come in every Friday to do it over the summer.
3-word teaser trailer. 3-letter. SDS.
Correct.
That's a good teaser trailer.
That's a good.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
We're not despawning like right after it ends.
I did not.